Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Peace and Healing Harmony. How are you today? I would like to chat a little bit about child trafficking, about MK Ultra, about so many things that's happening around us and that we don't really see it. Because we don't pay attention, we don't know. Some people don't know about it, and I would like to bring some awareness to you about it. So when I was about 13 or 14 years old, that's when the veil lifted from my eyes, and I realized that the life we are living it is not what it actually is. That's the time I discovered the children at the same age than myself was sold. At that time, it wasn't even like places that I knew. It was in Yemen. And from there, I decided to dig in, to make my own research. I was just 13, 14, but I was so shocked about it. And that's when I really decided to do my own research, to believe only what I was searching for, not what people were saying to me. And I was reading books, magazine about true story about children who've been raped, about children who've been abused. I would say that's when I kind of a little bit wake up to the real world. Now, in I think it was 2021, 2022, because that's when a lot of things start to surface. I start watching some victims from the SRA, sexual ritual abuse, and they were sharing their story. They were sharing what's really happening. Some of the child were born in those families who are actually doing those rituals, and some children were kidnapped or, So I've been always interested in children and women because, like I say, when I was 13, 14, that's when everything started for me. And after that, I think at the same year, I saw an interview of Ali Carter, who is a victim of SRA and MK Ultra. I saw an interview, I believe, on X with someone, Stu, I think he's a Australian journalist, not sure about that. And I could see how bad she was, the trauma in her. And after that, I wasn't seeing her that much, just few video here and there. And the past 2 weeks, I've seen where she actually explained few things. And she had an event in Georgia for really people to come and share what has been going on, what is MK Ultra, and so on. So if you haven't watched any of her video, I will invite you to go watch it. She doesn't have a YouTube channel. She goes through other people, but she have a website, aliarmy.com. Go check it out. Because at the same time, she was actually she was sharing some names. P. Diddy was in there as well. I was shocked. I have to say, the past 2 weeks I've been thinking about it. I was like, wow, we are really living in in a matrix, but when people talk about matrix, it's like, okay, we kind of think we know, but actually we don't. We really don't. And she was sharing about, when when it started for her at 3 months old, and it keep going. And she was sharing about, we think what happened with child trafficking, with SRA, is only the people on top. But when she starts sharing about the people around us, I was like, yeah, it makes sense. When you think about social services, teacher, nurses, why not? Because, why children are missing from, sometimes they are in front of the house, and they just disappear. So yeah, it make me think. And people do that only for what? For money. That's the only thing. Some people do that for money. Some other are really, I would say, satanic, because some of the things they do is like, you are not a human to do that. She shared about the tunnels that I discovered that before watching her video. She's talking about the tunnels. So a lot of things happening there. The lives actually is like, you can have a city in the tunnel. I've heard there is cities under the water. Same thing that you have in the tunnel is the same thing that you have some places under the water. About the tunnel, I saw a documentary that there is tunnel coming from United States going all the way to South Africa. And of course, there is a place in east of DRC, Democratic Republic of Congo, that's before reaching out to South Africa. That brought me to my attention that in the east of DRC, they keep saying that is mining, because of the mining, that there is a war, because it's been a war over there for 30 years. But I believe, because I've been reading about children missing over there on that part of the country, but more under the water. That's when I start, that I find out about what's going on under the water. And Ali talked about the MK Ultra. I wanted to know more because I've been hearing a lot of people talking about, oh yeah, it's a MK Ultra, is a program from CIA and so on, but not really explaining what it was. So Ali Carter was shared a little bit with her mother, and probably I don't have all the information like she explained, but you can always go and watch it. But actually, the MK Ultra is a program that some people can get to you. And it's not only for the people who are trafficked, or it could be someone who's dealing with addiction. They're going to rehab. When they come out, it's like, oh my God, you changed. I'm so happy. And then there is something trigger them, and they are back to there. It's really horrible. It's demonic, because it's like, they actually imprint it in your mind what they want from you. And that's why some kids have different alter in them. So they can be a baby, they can be an angry person, anything that, they want. And when she was explaining that, then I was like, we saw a lot of movie where, it's like identity disorder, but I always try to figure out how someone old can become a child because it's been triggered about something, a color or maybe a mommy or something. Now I know. So all the disorder that they say that children have or adults have is, I believe now it's programming. That's my opinion, okay? That's my opinion. Because once they do that, the people who need to pay to get one of the child is going to ask about those criteria. Oh, I want a baby of 6 months years old or 1 year old. So if one of the children that have in that area can I have that alter, is going to pay for that. And it's go deeper. Here I'm just explaining the way I can, because I'm telling you, when I saw the way Ali's mom was trying to explain the so many layers, so many, it's awful. And she was explaining sometimes even to save them, it's like sometimes you feel like it's impossible to save them because you need to gain the trust. There is so many obstacles for them to get out from there. I bring this awareness to you because we think as population that everything is happening out there. I'm telling you, it's happening here, where we live, in our surrounded. And she shared a lot, and we need to know about that because we need to protect ourselves. We need to protect our family, our children. And it's not only the little one, I'm sure there is teenager that been abducted. When I heard about the SRA, I stopped celebrating holidays. Well, I'm not into celebrating holidays, but it doesn't give me the same sense. For example, we are approaching Halloween. Halloween for the SRA victim is awful because while children go ask for candy, door to door, they go knock on the door. Those who are doing those rituals, they are hunting babies. Babies. I listened victim talk about it in UK, in the United States. Now I see more and more in Europe. Women who are coming forward and sharing how they were sold, how they were trafficked, and we cannot live like it's not happening. It's happening over there. We cannot do that because it's us. It's us against the other people. And if you don't know about it, if you're not careful enough to know that social service can be harmful, nurse, teachers, even the cop of your neighborhood, you can go and complain and they say, okay, that person, because they look for the vulnerable people. Those who parents are addict or the runaway kids. And so you really need to be careful. We need to be aware of that. And like they say, the truth will set us free, because then we will know how to act, how to be, because at the moment we are so controlled by everything. When I say everything, is everything, because the way we are living is not is not even the truth. Is not the truth. It's like really we are in the movie and things happening around us. Ali Carter shared an information that I was like, oh, okay, now I remember seeing that. You know, there is few singer who are actually in the some ritual, and some of them don't want to be there. Like, you know, when the story about Britney Spears come out, I was like, something is not right. That, you know, she depressed, she lost it. Something, I was like, you know, someone cannot just become like that in one day. She want to have her kids back, and you know, she was really fighting. And actually, those who want to get out, they cannot get out, because, you know, when they have the sorry, the concert, people are buying the tickets, and while you think you are seeing the singer in front of you, for example, Beyonce or Jay-Z or other people, maybe some of them are really on stage, but there is some, you think that they're on stage, but it's actually the hologram. Do you remember some movie where you see people and then there is a glitch and it's like, okay, the computer is not responding, something like that? That's what's happening. So you think you are actually seeing the singer, but in the back, she's doing a ritual. That's what she's doing, a ritual. And those who don't want to be there anymore, like, for example, Britney Spears, as long as you buy the ticket to go see her, she will be there, and it's going to be more long for her. And when you buy a ticket to those kind of concerts, it means you agree for a ritual satanic to happen. You are like part of it. And it's, can you imagine? Can you imagine that? How they manipulate people? So more you buy, you are excited, you are, you know, you just want to go see your artist, but you don't know what's happening to the artist. And many of them are in those situations. You will be surprised. To be able to stop that, you need to stop buying the ticket. You need to stop going to the concert. The same thing, we are talking about some foods. Some food that you need to stop buying. Some brands, because the more you buy it, the more they stay in the market. Like those brands who use the abortion substance to put in some drinks, especially orange juice. So you need to start looking. You need to start pay attention, because you cannot say, oh, this doesn't concern me, because you are part of it. As long as you buy it, as long as you watch it, as long as you go to the concert, you are participating for those things to stay alive. And yes, that's what I wanted to share today, because when you know all of that, yes, you will be angry. Yes, you will be sad. You will want to punch anything. It's normal. It's a process that you need to go through. But then after that, you say, okay, I'm angry. I'm pissed. I've been lied to. I've been manipulated. But now that I know the truth, I will do what I want to do for myself, for my well-being, and be happy for me and my family, the people who are around me, if they are able to listen. You need to stop giving your power to other people, especially when we are dealing with spiritual war, satanic things. Because if you are not in that, why, it can be harmful for you. You cannot succeed. You cannot move forward, even if you want, because you are always, it's like something pull you back. So you need to let go, to not consume all of that, to be able to move forward, to be able to be yourself. That means not rely on people who are telling you when to eat, what to do, you need to pay tax, you need to do this and that. Make your own research. I'm sharing this because I've been looking for answer. I've been trying to figure out where the lie is. And I know that we are not living in the world that I want to live, where there is demonic things happening. And I want to know how to stop it. I mean, how I can be away from that. So go find the information that I'm telling you. I'm not asking you to believe me, but I'm asking you to start looking, to start to be aware, because it's not happening only to those ones. It can happen around you or close to you. So be aware. Stop consuming what you think is good for you while it's just harm you. And when you get all the information, like for myself, I was in shock. I was angry. I couldn't believe that they were able to do that to the children, to babies. And so you just need to go outside, breathe, and accept that it's happening. And what you need to do is just try not to be in that energy. So meditate, remove yourself from all those kind of energy, and try to see beautiful things happening by bringing your vibration a little bit higher than what, because those energy is really the low energy. And I would say be strong. Be strong when you go look for those information, because you might cry. You might cry. I did. And yeah, sometimes I ask myself, now that I know, I cannot just undo what I know or what I saw. Is it better that I know today? I think I know, by the fact to know the truth, I can distance myself. I don't trust anything that people are saying. And I read people more in love vibration. If a person, I see that I'm not resonating with what you are saying, I'm gone. And you are not part of my life. And it's sad, because sometimes it's maybe people you know. And it's not just, the people around you that is selling, babies or people. It starts with a touch, an inappropriate touch. You bring your children maybe to your neighborhood or to friends, and then your kids come back and say, is some part of his body is hurting. Ask yourself question. Maybe because the other kids doesn't know that it's bad, but maybe because he's experiencing that already at home. It's those little things that we don't pay attention, that we need to pay attention. That's what I wanted to share with you guys today. And I know it's completely different than the subject of what I'm sharing, but I believe this is the time to start talking about it and stop hiding, especially for me, because I've been looking for those information since I was 13, 14, and it keeps following me. So that's mean there is something I need to do about it, even if it's a little, even if it's just sharing the information, bring awareness to people to pay attention. Because there is a lot of kidnapping. And I have to say, here in DRC, I've been seeing and nothing, people don't react. There is no structure to help those children who've been kidnapped. I hope this resonates with you. I hope you will find something in this encouragement. If you've been through, if you are a victim of those, I just want to say that you are not alone. There is always someone who can listen. And hopefully one of my projects, because of all of this, of course, there is always a positive things. One of my projects, also for the new world, it will be to have a healing center, and especially for children and women who went through traumatic events in their life. But I have to say, those who've been trafficked and have a ritual abuse, sometimes I ask myself, how can I help? Because it's so deep. And even Ali Carter, her mom is explaining, is really, really deep, that you need patience, you need to be strong, you need to be able to help them, because it's not easy. So hopefully I will be able to do a little bit of my part on this earth, new earth, actually. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Until next time, take care of yourself. Don't hesitate to reach out if there is anything. And take care of yourself, take care of your family, and stay aware. Be aware of your surrounded. Thank you.